Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I'd really appreciate it, and I'd be able to send watches like this to your inbox as soon as tomorrow morning. If you like our watches, well, you can buy this one and 1,700 of its friends on our website, thewatchbox.com. Buy, trade, and sell luxury watches 24 hours a day and globally on thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing the Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch. This is a sapphire sandwich right here, display caseback and sapphire crystal over the dial. Its size on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist is exactly as you would expect of a Moonwatch. The footprint of the watch does not change, even as the caseback, some of the movement finish, and the crystal are swapped out. Now, the watch is 42 millimeters from 9 to 3 across the round of the case, not including crown or chronograph pushers. Because of the flatter sapphires, it's actually thinner than a standard Moonwatch. 13.6 millimeters, the challenge as ever with a Moonwatch is going to be the cantilever of the bezel, which flares out over the edge of the case and makes the tightest of dress cuffs a bit of a challenge, but this one is ideally suited for any kind of a jacket sleeve. You'll have no problem. Lug-to-lug of 48 millimeters as ever. That is a universal constant in the world of watches, as is the 20 millimeter lug spacing. The shape and the sizing of this watch do not change often. All of stainless steel. It's comfortable on the wrist, and I would say you could probably wear it because of the 48 millimeter lug-to-lug span on a wrist as small as 14 to 14.5 centimeters circumference with security and style. Now, this one does have a little bit of an upscale and uncommon accessorization, as there is a strap with alligator leather, large rectangular scale, semi-gloss. You could see folded edges, monotone stitch, calfskin on the underside. This is a richer appointment than you typically see on a Moonwatch. The clasp itself is also somewhat upscale in that it's all of high polish, an unusual look for a utilitarian timepiece, but you'll note that it is a common part across the Omega range, albeit a very smart one, in that there is a clasp body underneath that tucks any excess strap length beneath the clasp. So when you size it down, there are no minder loops, there's no excess length flapping in the breeze. It's a clever and clean design. It also gives you twin triggers to open it, so you must press them both. It is not friction fit, it can't stab you in the back and pop open apropos of nothing. Security, much appreciated. You'll also note that the case itself is familiar. Polished bevels, satin flanks. This is every Moonwatch ever made, with very few special exceptions. It's an iconic look, and those who want a Moonwatch want the iconic look. This is not a case of wishing for an exception, and you get everything that you are promised by Omega. You get the look, the feel, the face, the movement that went into space and continues to go into space as the Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch with its caliber 1861, this is the more handsome 1863, continues to be flight certified by NASA and rated for extravehicular activity or spacewalks. So now moving inboard, you can see the tachymeter scale still present and correct. We can get a little bit closer now, give ourselves some more light. And it's still an anodized aluminum insert. Non-denominational, it has no units, so you can use it to time an object over a standing distance, whether it be a kilometer or a standing mile. You'll also note that the crystal itself maintains some of the Hesselite plexiglass's profile. It is a domed and box section sapphire, so though it's scratch resistant like a sapphire, it still has a little bit of the chunky charm of the plexiglass. The dial is simple, white on black, sunken subs, and large baton style hour and minute hands with a delta style extended chronograph seconds hand with a needle index. You can see that it's still a cam and lateral clutch chronograph, so there's a little bit of jump in it. But I have to say, as far as tactile quality is concerned, Omega's industrial prowess is downright impressive. Omega and Lamagna tuning this caliber 1863 manual wind cam chronograph to feel almost as crisp as a column wheel. Now we can get closer still, because this is a good-looking movement. I'm actually amazed that a movement that is mass-produced can be this nicely executed. Make no mistake, it's mostly executed with the assistance of machines, but there are some elements that truly impress me, and I've seen a lot of calibers. The work on the edge of the bridges as well as the balance cock looks mirrored, rounded, and good enough to have been laid down by hand. You'll also note spare but nicely aligned linear Cote de Genève across the bridges. The screw heads themselves feature a very high degree of optical polish, verging on black polish. When I turn the watch flush to the camera, now you can see the glint and the gleam of the edge of levers as well as bridges. That's the mirrored polish, the rounded anglage I told you of. And you'll also note that the levers themselves for the chronograph mechanism feature a satin unidirectional grained finish across their surface. You can see the cam assembly operating. You can see the lateral clutch moving into and out of contact with the chronograph center wheel, the recentering action of the hammers on the heart cams, and I'll show you that again. Start it up, stop it, cams, recentering levers, the hammer falls, just like that. 18 joules manual wind, 48-hour power reserve, 21,600 vibration per hour beat rate, tank tough, and again, it's the real deal. The only difference between this and what the astronauts take into space is that this is better finished with, among other things, nicer execution of the levers, the screws, the wheels, the bridges, the plate, and of course the replacement of a Delrin chronograph brake with a metal unit. Beautifully executed, surprisingly lush for a mass-produced timepiece. This is a handsome watch, 50 meters water resistant with a push-down crown. So make no mistake, it's not an aquatic watch, but for virtually every occasion, this watch is the perfect answer. See it and make it yours on our website. And we're back with the Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch, the Sapphire Sandwich. As you can see, the watch is robustly luminescent, and you can see the chronograph seconds hand. Anything worth timing in space evidently requires only seconds to be read, but you can read them with precision. See this one by the light of day on our website.